Today we have with us a young person from Bangladesh, and I'm very happy to have him here because I want this channel to be what in local terms we would call as a Desi channel and what you might call in English as a regional channel. But Desi is my preferred word because all Desis know what Desis means. Okay. So I'm really happy to have him here. Hello, everyone. Good to be back with you. Today we have with us Arifur Rahman. He likes to call himself Arif. So let's listen to Arif.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
Hello. Good evening from Bangladesh. I'm very happy to meet you, Professor Shubodh Mathur. I'm Arifur Rahman from Bangladesh. I'm a young people work as a research associate with World Fish Bangladesh in the USAID funded EcoFish 2 project. And also I am a client, I'm a cohort of the Climate Action Champions Network in South Asia. Personally, I live with my family and I have family. I have my wife and 2 daughters. So as a youth, I normally involve myself with voluntary activities like educating fishers to take climate actions to protect their communities. And you know that fishing community is the most vulnerable community because they live just near to the shore. So they are most vulnerable to climate change impacts like disasters and also salt water intrusions and also some kind of natural all other kind of natural disasters. So that's why I try to educate fishing communities and fish youths in the fishing communities to take climate actions for adaptation, and also train them to improve their adaptive capacity building, and also train them to conserve the marine biodiversity and marine fisheries resources because the fishing community is totally dependent on fishing. So they have to conserve their resources. And if they can't conserve their resources, then one day the fishing community, they must switch their job from fishing to another job, and that will be very difficult for them.
Okay, hang
So,
on. Arif, 1 second.
in
Arif, please, 1 second. Let me add something that you are talking about the fishing community, but fish are actually a key source of food. When we think about agriculture, people only think of the crop that is produced on the land. But fish is obviously, and especially if you're talking about Bangladesh and Bengal in India, fish is a key part of the nutrition in the diet. And we need to have the fish in the future
yes,
so that people can still continue to have the traditional nutritious diet. Without fish, the diet would be deficient. So
yes,
I'm very glad to have you here because nobody else has yet been here who's talked about fish and how to make sure that the fish
yes,
are there and actually increase in availability because population is still rising. And as the incomes rise, the demand is also rising. So we are really talking about a source of food that will be needed more and more in the future. So sorry for the interruption, but
yeah.
I just wanted to highlight that what you are doing is very important work. So continue, please.
Can I start now?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
So I'm really and I really enjoy my work because I work with the community. So yes, you rightly mentioned that I'm talking about more about fish because I every day I meet with the people, those who involved with fishing. So that's why I mainly focus on fishing. And you know, fishing is the last open water resource, is the last employment resort for us.
Yeah.
If you think about in terms of fisheries economics, so fisheries economics say that fishing is the last employment resort for anyone. If you
Yeah.
have nothing, just go and catch some fish from open sources and sell it and eat that. So
Yeah.
you can live your livelihood. So
Yeah.
fishing is the last employment resort for our community, and that's why we have to protect our ocean, we have to protect our rivers, we have to protect our canals and natural water bodies. So that's why I'm talking more about fish.
Okay.
And also we talk in many places, in many conferences, seminars, workshops, but we really have shortage of information from the from the local communities. I will not say fishing, from the local communities, because for example, climate change, natural disasters, these things happen locally, but its impact is global. And the global impact mainly, the sufferers, the local community people, because they are very poor and they are penniless. So if any kind of disaster or any kind of impact, negative impact, then the local people, they suffer much more than mainly the people who live in the cities or other places. And you know that fishing communities, they they don't have much education also. So they know very less, and they just live on hand to mouth. So we have to teach them, we have to educate them that this is your resource and you must enjoy it, you must utilize it as in a sustainable manner. And that's why in fisheries economics, that maximum sustainable yield, and that is very, very important. For example, if we go to a super shop, you can find so many kind of fisheries items like shrimps, so many kind of fish items you can get from the super shop. But ever we never think, does this come from a sustainable resources? Does this come from a sustainable stock?
Yeah.
So maybe it didn't come from a sustainable stock, but we are having those fish in our plate.
Yeah.
So and maybe didn't come in a sustainable manner. The harvesting process was not followed the MSY or MSC, that is Marine Stewardship Council. They have some rules for fishing. Maybe they destroyed so many kind of species, keystone species like sea turtle, like dolphins. So we never ask those questions to us, but we are buying and eating, and we mainly focus on our what we can eat, what we can eat, and that's all.
Yeah.
But we must have some question if we want to make it sustainable. And also another thing is, we must ask a question ourselves, that the people who involved with this fishing, the people who supply us this protein source, mm, does they get do they get actual payment? I think we never think, but and also our fishermen, they are very poor because they don't get that payment actually. So that's why they are poor, and nobody teach them about the savings. And also fishing community, fishing community is, they don't have savings habit, and that's why we need to change their behavior, that you must do some savings for future. It is very difficult to change the behavior, but if we can do that, then at least fishing community can survive in future. Because um, in according to statistics, open water capture fisheries is increasing day by day.
Yes.
But so far, still, I talk with so many fishers every day. Every day I talk with at least 10 to 20, 50, 30, 100 fishers every day.
Yeah.
According to fishers' experience and according to reality, fish stock is decreasing.
Yeah.
Because the question, if you look at the geoparadise of the fish, increasing in fish and increase in price, then you can understand, yes, the price say fisheries stock is decreasing actually.
Yeah.
Because stock is decreasing, demand is increasing.
Yes.
So the price is in increased nature.
Yes.
So I think in future, if after 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, it will be very difficult to get sea fish or marine fish from the captured fisheries.
Yeah.
because the stock will deplete and stock will, maybe they will move to further.
Yeah.
One of my survey research found that in more than 10 years ago, the fishers, they went maybe 10 kilometers from coast to the deep sea.
Yeah.
But now they need to go to 20 to 30 kilometers to get the fish. So
Yeah.
it means the fish stock is decreasing and fish stock is moving. They are shifting to another places.
Yeah.
There might be some reasons. I would not say climate change, but I would say there might be some reasons.
Yeah.
And we do not know the reasons.
Yeah.
And another important thing is, you know what, I know you are an economist, and also I study fisheries economics in Vietnam. So I think you know about Professor Ola Flaten from University of the Arctic University of Norway. Professor Ola Flaten, he's an fisheries economist in the world, very famous. And also in from Auburn University, Professor Curtis M. Jolly.
Yeah.
He's also a fisheries economist. So I met with them, and they taught me that if we do not control, if we do not control our current yield or current fishing, overfishing, then within 10 to 20 years, we'll lose all of our fish.
Yeah.
And our next generation, they will not get fish.
Yeah.
And there are debate about climate change.
Yeah.
There are debate. Is it natural or is it man-made? There are so
Yeah.
many debates on climate change.
Right.
But there are no debate on overfishing. Is it climate natural or is it man-made?
Yeah.
It's man-made. Definitely it's
Yeah.
man-made. There's
Yes.
no debate here.
Right.
Plastic pollution, it's man-made. No debate here.
Yeah.
But about the climate change, still there are some debate. Is it
Yeah.
natural process or is it man-made?
Yeah.
But about the plastic pollution, about the resource depletion, resource destruction, natural resource destruction, no debate. Yes, definitely it's man-made.
Yeah.
So the people who use their resources, mainly the fishers who use ocean, the fishers. So we must make them aware. We should not make aware others because they use the resources and they live there. So that's why we need a very good uh, what it called special planning, marine
Yeah.
special planning for the
Yeah.
sustainable harvest, for
Yeah.
the protection, conservation, and also we
Mm.
have to think about livelihood resilience.
Yeah.
Because if we don't think about livelihood resilience and we think only about conservation, we cannot do that
Yeah.
because the community is dependent on the resources.
Yeah.
So that's why I think we must think about both the conservation and livelihood. We must think
Yeah.
about both.
Okay. I think that's a very important point. You can't think of just the fish without thinking how will the people who catch the fish make their living. It's a very important point. Okay, thank you for that. Let's continue, please.
Yeah. So it would be and then also there are so many youths in the fishing community. So why we have to think about the youths in the fishing community? A fisherman, he never want his son to be a fisherman.
Yeah.
And that's good for us because if
Mhm.
fishermen's children become a fisherman, then there will be overpressure on the resources.
Yeah.
So we must train, we must improve their skills for diverse income generating activities.
Mhm.
So that's why I think it is very important to improve the skills of the fishing communities youths, so they can move themselves from fishing to another profession, and then that will reduce the fishing pressure. Now the question is coming that if we reduce the fishing pressure, then we'll get less fish. In that case, how we can cover the we can feed our generation, we can feed our total community. The question comes like that. But yes, we have to feed our generation, we have to feed the community, feed the people, but we can do that using aquaculture.
Mhm.
So if we destroy the capture fisheries, that will be a big disaster for us. So we have to conserve our capture fisheries, and capture fisheries, I mean natural resources.
Yeah.
We have to conserve our natural resources, and then we have to feed our community through the development and diversification of the resources. So we need the protein. So we can get the protein from the freshwater fish, we can get the protein from the aquaculture fish, we can get the protein from the marine fish. So we need the protein. That's why we can just focus on more on aquaculture. Our aquaculture need to be more developed. We already are developed our aquaculture system, but I think we need more development, and basically in the marine fisheries sector. So if we can successfully breed 3 to 4 species, 4 marine species like sibas, mullet, and other species, and if we can include them in our mariculture system, then we can produce them much. So we can we can bring a big change in our blue economy also. And that because of the climate change, the uh, health of the local community is in danger because they are suffering from some kind of diseases. So we shall make them aware first. I think the first we need to transfer the knowledge, the knowledge to the community that yes, climate change is happening, climate change is happening. So, and every little knowledge is very, very important. Every little knowledge is very, very important. For example, if I give you an example of that, a
Please,
very
let's have
simple
it.
knowledge.
Please.
So I can give you an example. Like, say, for example, oral saline, right? Oral saline.
Yeah.
Oral saline for diarrhea.
Oral
So,
saline, it's just
yeah,
water
oral
mixed
saline.
with water, right?
Yeah, just
Orally.
water and a very 1 spoon of salt, or
It's,
very less amount of salt, and a
yeah.
little bit sugar.
Yeah.
And this is a very simple knowledge,
Yes.
very, very simple knowledge.
Yes.
But this knowledge can save the life of a children, can
Yes.
save the life of an infant.
Yes.
So this is a very simple knowledge. That's why I think the most important part is the knowledge transfer.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
can if we can transfer the knowledge successfully, and then improve the skills to take actions. Yes, they are knowledgeable, so
Yeah.
now they need to take actions.
Yeah.
And to take actions, the fishing community, they live on hand to mouth, and they are very poor. So we can support them to take some actions. We
Okay.
can we can assist them, we can motivate them to take some actions.
Yeah.
And every small action has a big impact.
Yeah.
So because if a fisherman just plant a small sapling, and that can give us oxygen, that can give us fruits, that can act as a shelter, that can give some money, and so many things. Just a small simple guava or other
Yeah.
fruit tree, any
Yeah.
kind of fruit tree.
Yeah.
So every small step has big impact in case of planting trees or something like that. And another thing is that in the fishing community, the women, they normally they don't involve themselves with other activities.
Yeah.
So what's happening that if we count 50-50, if we count 50-50, 50 fisher, 50 man, 50 male and 50 female, if we count 50-50, then half of the community is totally unemployed. So we need to train them, we need to improve their skills on small enterprises, so these women can do some income. Because in India also and in Bangladesh, that there are fishing bans now in natural water bodies. In
Yeah.
India you have 3 months of fishing ban, or 48 days. In Bangladesh we have 65 days fishing ban. And during this ban period, the fishermen, they can't do another kind of work because they are involved with fishing, and they have some problem in their skeleton. They cannot engage themselves with other activities. So that's why during these 2 months or 3 months time, they just keep themselves unemployed.
Okay.
And this is totally loss of income in terms of economics of this is a big
Mm.
loss for the country, because
Yeah.
the more than 50,000 or more than 60,000 fishermen, they remain unemployed for 3 months. So if the fisher's wife, they can just income very small, and I think this small income can support during this ban period, during the ban periods, and also during the disaster time. So I think we shall focus on the skills development and income generating activities of the fishing
Mm.
communities, the family of the fishing communities.
Yeah.
And fishermen, they are very vulnerable in terms of occupational safety. I think you know about occupational health and safety.
Yes.
So normally they remain sick. They go to the boat for 7 to 10 days, 20 days, and there is no timetable for eating or take care of himself. So normally they become sick in very early age. At a very early age, they become sick, and the family in that time, they suffer much more, because the person who income for them, he become he becomes sick, or he become incomeless. So the family face big problems also.
Mm-hmm.
So I think during that time, if we can improve the skills of the fishers women, and if we can improve the skills of the fishing community youth, so they can support their family. I
Yeah.
know so many youths in the fishing communities, they sometimes they call me if there is any opportunity to earn some money to support their education. They are interested to work with us. So
Yeah.
but actually we don't have those opportunity,
Yeah.
because we have some limitations, we have some guidelines for our activities. So but I try to connect them with some other organizations, so they can get
Mm.
some voluntary activities, like Red Crescent and other organizations. They need volunteers. So from the voluntary activities, they can get very small amount of money, and they can support their education.
Okay.
And another thing is cleanliness in the fishing community. They live in slums, and that is very I would say that is a very the environment looks very dirty, and there are so many mosquitoes. Recently, every year, you can talk to some fishing communities, those who lives in the slums. You can find the spreading of dengue and other diseases are much more higher in those communities, because they live in slums and they live in a very congested environment. So it's
Mm-hmm.
very easy to spread the diseases in the society, and other diseases like diarrhea and other typhoid and other infectious diseases also.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we shall as a development environmental and
Mm.
conscious person, we shall change their behavior, because they don't get that
Mm.
much education that we got. So I think we need to educate them, because we got the education, we got the opportunity. So
Okay.
we shall educate them, and we shall give them that opportunity for education.
Mm. Mm.
And definitely education can change their life.
Okay.
Definitely education can encourage them to protect their environment.
Okay.
Say, for example, previously in my project, we train fishing boat skippers on marine biodiversity conservation and responsible fishing. So in the first training, I asked the fishermen in 2020. Let me talk about a story,
Yeah.
the incident. In 2020, in July 2020, there was a mass um, amount of garbage came on Cox's Bazar beach, and
Yeah.
with the garbage,
Well,
more
just a
than
second. Arif,
three, four, or
Arif, 1 second. He's saying Cox's Bazar. Cox's Bazar is the city in Bangladesh where he lives. And what he's saying is that there was garbage on the beach in Cox's Bazar. Just to clarify, because I think not everybody will know what is Cox's Bazar. Cox's Bazar is a coastal city in Bangladesh. And what he's saying is there was a massive garbage. Okay, please continue.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, Cox's Bazar is in the south part of Bangladesh, and Cox's Bazar is located adjacent to the Bay of Bengal, and also Cox's Bazar is the most um, important place for the tourist. And Cox's Bazar is very famous for the world's longest unbroken sea beach, that
Okay.
is around 125 kilometer.
Yeah.
Um, so I would like to invite you
Okay.
definitely in Cox's Bazar. Please
Yeah.
come and visit.
Okay.
Okay. Let me talk about the incident.
Yes.
In July 2020, there was an incident like tons of garbages washes ashore, and with the garbage, more than 200 or 300 sea turtles uh, uh, came on the beach, and all of the turtles were just they were some were died, some were very weak, and even they cannot they were unable to move also. So I during that time it was lockdown and COVID, and it was very heavy rain. But in the early morning, I went on the beach because I also do some voluntary activities. So I went to the beach to protect the sea turtles and also clean the beach and also study why these garbage came. So I found so many times more than 70 to 80% sea turtles with no flippers. They lost their flippers. So it
Oh,
seems to me that the fishermen, when it seems to me that I talked to some fishers. So and also it seemed to me that the flippers cut by the fishers. When the sea turtle entangled in fishing nets,
yeah.
they cut the flipper.
Yeah.
So and that was the findings just surprised me, and I was very astonished. And in that time we started the fishing boat skippers training, that yes, these fishers, they don't understand what is the importance of sea turtle. So then in the training, I asked the fishermen that, do you know what is the benefit of the sea turtle? In fact, no one answered. And also, I asked them, do you know what is the feeding habit of the sea turtle? And no one can answer. And then they thought that sea turtle, they have no importance. They eat on garbages or dirty things, and they live on, they just destroy their fishing nets. That's all. And
Yeah.
then we try to teach them what actually sea turtle do,
Yeah.
and now everyone is to protect the sea turtle. I have many videos of releasing sea turtle by fishermen.
Yeah.
So we just diverted the polluter to protector. That the
Yeah.
fishermen,
Wonderful.
once fishers killed the sea turtle, now they are rescuing the sea turtle. So
Okay.
that's a very good change, because they understand if there is no sea turtle in the sea, there will be no fish at all. Because just for your information, I'm telling you that sea turtle feed on jellyfish. You know jellyfish, right?
Yeah.
So jellyfish feed on fish larvae and fish eggs. So if there is no sea turtle, there will be much more jellyfish in the sea.
Yeah.
And if you have much more jellyfish, you will not get fish. You will get
Yeah.
only jellyfish. I have a video also that fishers cut their nets because too many jellyfishes came instead of fish. And they say we are really unfortunate that we cut our net because we don't need those jellyfish. So now they realize, yes, we need more sea turtle in our sea to get more fish. So at
Arif,
least
Arif,
you can try.
Arif, let me ask you a question. If I pause this recording for a minute or so, can you put up those videos on your shared screen? You have them with you now. Can you show us those videos? Are they on your computer and you can show them?
Yeah, they are my own computer.
So should I pause it till you
Let me
find?
find out them first. Huh?
Okay, so let me pause it. You find it, and I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
see.
yeah. Please pause it. Yeah, please pause it. Pause it.
We now have the video up. Arif, please show it to us. Okay, so they took the sea turtle and they put him back, put the turtle back. Oh, here they are. So what are we seeing here?
So this is a video of a porpoise. They protected a porpoise.
Okay, wonderful. All right, good. Okay, I think we have seen it. We can go back to our normal this. Okay, you're saying showing us one more. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you, Arif. That was a real
So
life.
I think you saw 3 videos, two for sea turtle and one for the porpoise.
Yes.
So that's the change of behavior. So we have to give them the knowledge. And the fishermen, they are they will listen to you and they will try to understand to you because they know that you come there for their development, for their sustainability. And if you can make them understand that yes, you come here to change their life, they will listen to you, they will respect you.
Okay.
And that's how we are working. So what I think that knowledge transfer is the first, and then skill development, and then action.
Okay.
So if we can involve themselves with action, and that will be very very excellent for us, because uh, they live in the community and they have to work for their community. We go to the local community because that is our job. Actually, we don't go voluntarily. We don't go for other thing, from our own aspect or from our own interest. We go because that is our job. So that's where we go. For example, you already mentioned that you visited some local places in Chittagong because you are involved with in a project of World Bank. If you are not involved with that project, you may not visit those places for learning or for their livelihood improvement or for solar panel system development. So yes, this is our job, but that's why we go there. But this is the place where they live and they have to sustain here. They have to stay here because they have no other places to move. And that's why they have to take the actions to protect their community. And what we can do, we can teach them how to take the actions actually. Because if we teach them, um, uh, during my thesis, master's thesis, I asked my professor that I'm not interested to work on this species. Then she told me, why you focus on species? The technique is important, not the species. You do research here on this fish, go back to your country, apply the technique to other fish. So then I understand, yes, I should learn the technique. I should not learn the species. I should learn the technique so I can apply it every places. And that's why I'm meaning that that's what I'm meaning. I mean that we have to teach the fishing community. We have to make them understand. You have to protect your environment. You have to protect your natural resources. You must have some savings for future, because in the day by day the future is coming harder and harder. So we have to work for our, if we don't save some money now, then it will be very difficult for us in future. And also we have to adapt with climate change, like some now we are trying to make their skills on some climate resilient vegetable farming also. So yes, and the fishermen accepting our techniques, they say yes, we never tried it, but now we tried it and we got some vegetables. At least I eat 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. So I don't need to buy it from the market. I get it in my house. So they are really eager to learn, but we have to go to them, we have to teach them. And for fisheries, the last another important thing I would like to mention that we you already mentioned that we get most of the animal protein from fish. In Bangladesh, it's more than 60%. So I think in India also that you get more protein from fish, and fish is the acceptable. Doctors never tell you that don't eat fish. Doctors always suggest us eat fish, eat more fish, but doctor tell us don't eat meat. This. So I think fish is really superfood. Mainly the marine fish is the superfood, and the most important protein supplier for us, and also the omega-3 fatty acid in marine fish that are very important for our health. So, and also the vitamin D, sources of vitamin D are in that are marine fish. And ocean is the main reservoir of carbon. So if we want to fight against climate change, we have to protect our ocean. And currently I also do one activity voluntarily, that is I'm motivating some fishers to collect garbage from the ocean. So, and also in my project we also encourage fishers to collect garbage from the ocean. So what is my experience, that while I talk to fishermen, they say actually the garbage we take with us, we again bring it back to the shore, and this is very small amount, but but garbage come to our fishing nets while we do fish, while we catch fish, then that time garbage come to our boat. So then we are encouraging from our project, we are encouraging them bring it back to the shore, so we give them a very small honorarium for that. So thus they also clean the sea also, and that's what I call that. People always say that fishermen, they pollute the ocean, but now they are protecting the ocean. So it's very important to make them convert them from polluter to protector, because they are the ultimate user, they are the final beneficiary of the ocean. And we shall work for them, we shall work for the ocean conservation for us, we shall work for them for us, because they provide sorry, they actually they are the supplier of the protein for us.
Arif, that's very good. Okay. You want to add something else here at this point?
I think if you have some questions, so I can just answer specifically.
Okay,
Otherwise,
I will ask you only
otherwise
one
I will
question.
share you with some personal things. That's all.
Okay, I'll ask you only one question, maybe two questions. One is, are you optimistic or pessimistic? Very brief answer.
I'm optimistic always. I'm always
Always.
optimistic.
Okay, good. We need it. We
Always
need we need optimistic people.
yeah.
Okay. And can you share something that you think was a success for you?
Can you pause just for 2 minutes? Can you pause?
Yes. We are back with the recording, so please continue, Arif.
Yeah. So I'm optimistic because I always what I believe is that if a person become change his life, maybe for example, if a person become a positive, and then the number of negative persons reduced, so and the positive number of positive person increase, and we really need the positive minded people in our society.
Okay.
So and I found so many examples that the positive minded people, they really work very good for our society.
Okay.
And the negative minded people, yes, I am a little bit negative minded, but I think if I keep myself always in negative minded, I can only just talk, not I can't take any action in my life, and I must take my action also.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Can you share some example which you feel is a great success for you?
Can you explain a little bit more?
Well, you
Just
you did something and you are really proud that you did it.
um I did something and I'm really proud that I did it.
Yes. Or you are really happy that you did that. It brought some results. If you have some example ready, if not, it's okay. We don't have to.
I have examples, but in this time, I just only can remember. Say, for example, um, uh, I already talk about the incident in July 2020 during the COVID time when
Yeah,
people
yeah,
don't go outside. I
yeah,
went on the beach and I tried to protect sea turtles,
yeah,
and protect from them dog from their death. Even if you want to watch some picture or videos that time, I can show you also. So, and today, today one of our project person, they called me that let me check the English name. Penguins.
You can tell us in
So
Bangla. It's okay.
so it's we call boundary, but the English name is pangolins.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Pangolins,
Yeah.
we call boundary. The animal have a scale like rui fish.
Yeah.
So the pangolins today, one pangolin found in the fishing community, and the yachts they called me that we got an animal and we don't know it, and
Yeah.
then they sent me the picture, and then I told them, please try to protect it, don't sell it to anyone. I am sending people, and then today is Friday, it's
Yeah.
weekend in Bangladesh.
Yes.
In that time, I called some responsible person to protect this animal, also with the forest department, and then I coordinated the activity, and finally the forest people and other NACOM and NGO that work for the conservation of nature, and their delegates, they went to that place and they protected it, and then they finally released the pangolins in its habitat. So
Okay.
that's why today I'm really very happy that at least I tried to protect an animal. And I don't have the video in my laptop, but I have the video in my mobile phone for today's activity. So that's why today I'm so happy that at least the initiatives worked. So can you see it? I am not sure you can see it or not.
Yeah, we can see. We can see. Yeah. Okay. Good. We can see it. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. It's a. Oh my God. Yeah. It's good. All right. Thank you,
So
Arif.
that's why
Okay. Anything
I'm
else
so
you?
happy today. Yeah, really.
Yeah. We are also happy. Okay. Anything else you want to add at this point, or shall we end it here now?
And if I can do something for the environment, I really feel proud.
Okay.
And I always try to do from my heart, because
Mhm.
I don't work for salary. I work for the environment.
Okay.
I always believe that. That's why I try to do my work from my heart, not from my because if I work for salary, then I am a worker.
Yeah.
But if I work from my heart, then I am an innovator. So
Okay.
I always try to be innovator.
Thank you, Arif. It's so good to see a passionate, optimist, hardworking person doing actual stuff on the ground. It is really a great thing to have. Let's say bye to the viewers now, and we'll be back with you in a year to hear some more stories and some more examples of things, and perhaps some problems also. Okay, so let's
Sure.
say bye, everybody. Bye bye. I'll be back with
Yeah,
another
goodbye
young
everyone.
person. And till then, or an expert, till then, bye bye.